The following video is not made for kids and has swearing in it. If you got a problem with that, leave. I don't want to hear it. Hello, and welcome to Elephant Power Productions. I'm American Elephant, call me Kevin, and this is Kev Talks, a series where I talk about what I want to talk about. Which today is going to be more Power Rangers. Because there have been dozens of hilarious fight scene breakdowns of multiple movies and shows recently on YouTube, and I want to get in on the trend because it looks fun and these videos, again, can be funny as hell. So ladies and gentlemen, I give to you a completely unserious, meme-loaded breakdown of a fight scene from my favorite Power Rangers season. The fight in question coming from the episode Blue Ranger Twin Danger. But first, some context. So in the last episode, Fear and the Phantoms, the main villains of the series, Daishi and Camille, are back on top of their Rinshi army after the Rangers defeated another group of villains called the Overlords and their Zoca-Cola power. But it turns out the Portuguese bitch of war herself, Jellica, survived. And with a short ceremony conducted under special moonlight, she resurrects warriors that even Daishi couldn't overrule in his prime. 3 of the 8 Phantom Beast generals. Their real names are Snapper, Weiger, and Scourge, but this is a comedy video, so I will be referring to them as Franklin, Tiger Rock, and Spyro. The 3 submit to Peanut Butter and Jelly, who says it's time to pull a mutiny. The possessed Lion King over here begins to sense something in the Force, so the Chameleon turns into Tai Lung. Camille summons her Lizard Gizzard armor. But then the doors open. The ghosts of the Beast War are back, and they only want problems. Jellica then taunts Kovu and Masakura. Only a few of you are going to get that reference, and if you do, can we be friends? Over their backstabbing at the Rhino Nexus a few episodes back. Don't ask, long story. She then tells her new pets to kill them. But surprise, motherfucker! The Phantom Beasts unleash the Curse of Ra on her ass. Leonidas the Dark is confused as hell, but the constellations show respect to him. That's not just a weird nickname, by the way. The Sentai counterparts are literally based on the Chinese 4 constellations. Spyro proclaims, "We are the Phantom Beast Generals, served by 8 Phantom Beast Warriors!" And then cue the squad roll call of said warriors. Porky Pig, Buffalo Bill, Charlie the Unicorn, Billy the Goat, the Rat King, Shimmy Jimmy, Anubis, and Lopunny. Oh no.
I got a Lopunny, Batman. I got a Lopunny. Oh no, Joker.
The generals then say they want to join Daishi and that they have the power of W. Rinzin. Given their history in the last Beast War, the big conflict in the show where all the Kung Fu Panda Masters and PETA were fighting to rule the world, Lion-O is like, you tried to shoot me in my kneecaps and light me on fire. Piss off. But Franklin speaks up again saying, "Yo, our bad, I hear what you're saying, but we're ready today though." But Daishi, he's no idiot, and gives them one request. "You want to join my server? I give you the IPs of 3 masters, you bring them to me." Throughout the rest of the episode, the Phantom Generals then kidnap Masters Phant, Swoop, and Finn. Pai Shui Masters who previously taught the Jungle Fury Rangers how to use their signature weapons, and help unlock their animal spirit Bakugan into Zords.
And by that, I mean they had a fucking shark. That's my favorite animal from the rainforest.
Of course, the Rangers are concerned by this, but when they regroup to discuss what the hell is going on,
it starts.
Behold, the Spirit Rangers, one of Power Rangers' greatest creations. And no, I did not make a mistake. These guys are a Power Rangers only invention. While the source material, Juken Sentai Geki Ranger, had the mentor characters as humans turned more animalistic by their Juken power, the Spirit Rangers were created solely for Jungle Fury, having no direct counterpart or even an adjacent suited character like Lightspeed Rescue's Ryan kinda did. And they still look amazing. Inspired by the Jungle Master modes of the main 3 Rangers, aka the Super Geki Fire mode of Geki Ranger, the white accents combine very nicely with their coloration, and the helmets connect back to the animal motif without being too overt. Alone, these designs are awesome, the Elephant Ranger being my favorite because of course it is. But together, peak. Also, the spirit part is literal. Yeah, these guys are separate from the Masters. It is literally animal spirits projected out physically into 3 Ranger bodies. I could stop explaining their awesomeness here, but we're about to get more. After showing that Dumbo, Jaws, and Cassandra Cain here are being controlled telepathically by the Masters, they start rushing in. And once the main team morphs,
It's time for a death battle!
the battle kicks off with Bat pulling a Cal Kestis and dodging Theo's kick. The Jaguar and Rhino try swinging at him, but Batman just hits the jazz hands after they miss every swing. Repositioning themselves, the two copy his flow to throw a kick and slash, but the Bat is still the him of the three right now. Because if missing wasn't bad enough, Dom's attack gets blocked, and then with one backhanded push, Theo goes flying into some barrels. Then with another backhand, amplified by a palm, the Bat sends Dom flying into metal and barrels too. And as a reminder to those who haven't seen the show in years, or at all, Dominic here is strong enough to not only toss Rinchi in the air with one arm, but his Rhino Spirit, when he's unmorphed, can cut through falling metal. He is that strong. Oh, and Master Swoop, the guy that the spirit is coming from, blind. A blind man's bat spirit is folding a white rhinoceros with a few wing flaps. Theo then decides to up the ante, pulling out the jungle fan, but so does the bat spirit. And I'm gonna come back to that because it is both a very smart and very stupid thing to do. Over to my favorite Red Ranger not named Yamato, Casey gets a push from the shark, who just casually walks towards him, knowing he's in control. He knows there's no Jaws music, and he doesn't care. This fish is not a friend, and he is not here for food, but he is still going to cook you. RJ shows up to fight Ghost Dad. Oh yeah, Master Finn, the guy that the spirit is projecting out of, is RJ's dad. Didn't mention that earlier. But his flat Stanley hands are surprisingly effective, knocking both men around until Casey, no Calderon, is thrown back again. The wolf, or should I say the goat, engages him a second time, but instead of boxing like his Sentai counterpart, he should have done more weaving because he ends up taking a diagonal boy to the chest that sends his back into more barrels. How do you get hit with what looks like the ocean, yet on impact you look like you have the Pharaoh's curse? Once again, a smart yet stupid choice is made where Casey whips out the Shark Sabers, but Shark follows the Mimic protocol doing the same. And now,
Let's get ready for Dumbo!
Lily does a crazy flip to kick this part of the fight off. Knowing she's there, he blocks her swing without looking, blocks her again, uses her own windmill motion against her, and almost lands a cobra-looking ass strike to her face. As she backs up, the elephant goes forward and lands a fist on her side, and I want you to watch just how fast this small backhanded move sends her through the air. If that was me, I'd be dead. If not from the stop, then definitely from the insult to injury that is this chunk of metal falling on my skull. Oh, and speaking of injury insults, this time the elephant escalates the hand-to-hand by pulling out the Skip It, aka the jungle mace, before Lily can. Up on the rooftop, Theo and Bat reenact Revenge of the Sith with all their swinging and missing. The Bat lands a hit on Theo and God damn, I have to give it up for the stunt team of the show, because look at this shot. They really pulled this suit actor fast as hell out of the air and down into a metal fence that falls onto hard ground. I know they probably just used wires and maybe had some kind of invisible, like, mat or something, but if so, I can't see them. It looks great. After Bat lands gracefully to pose for the gram, we go back to the best Cheetah Girl and Jerry Jumbo Jr. She throws the ball at him, but he just bitch smacks it away and then goes for a finisher. He might have missed, but he isn't finished yet, because his lasso of truth compels Lily by the ankle into some airtime. I've seen ankle breaks. This is an ankle raise. Back up to Casey and the Shark, they go at it with their swinging and weaving until they take the fight back outside into another dope as fuck stunt shot, ending in a perfect slide from both parties. The Shark kicks Casey away and they strike poses, but instead of the classic each side gets hit and they wait to see who falls first shit, Don Lino over here says, "Fuck no, baby!" to that and thwacks Tiger across the chest. The squad regroups now that their weaponry has failed them, to which I say, why didn't you kind of expect that? Yeah, let's go back to that thing I said earlier about this being smart and stupid, starting with why pulling these out is smart. The Rangers are outmatched physically here, and they know they need to step their game up, so using very strong weapons given to them by thousand-year-old masters is smart. It's a good choice. But here's why it is also stupid, because the enemies they are fighting are You know, the spirits of the masters who gave them these weapons in the first place. You're trying to use their game against them when they've played longer. It's not a terrible idea, but it's not exactly a galaxy brain move, especially when they have their own unique weapons correspondent to their base animal spirits that could mix things up. In short, not like a crippling flaw with the fight or anything in my opinion, and I do get the quick math behind it. It's just not the smartest decision to be making against these three. Also, one more nitpick. I know this is a kid's show, they want to be clear about stuff, and this is a quick bit, so it doesn't really matter to the fight, but every word that comes out of the Rangers' mouths for the next 15 seconds is stuff we literally just saw happen.
They know every move we're gonna make!
Well, yeah, Lily, because you used their weapons that they are more experienced with.
They're Power Rangers, except that they fight us with our master spirits.
Yes, Theo, I know. I've been watching the fight. Matter of fact, wait, what the hell else could they be mistaken for?
Bat technique.
I know.
Elephant technique!
Yes,
Shark technique.
Casey, I know.
They're Spirit Rangers.
Fortunately, the protagonist triangle has one last trick as the Elder Triangle charges.
Jungle Master Mode.
Now the fight kicks up again. Babar blocks Lily's claws with his chain, dodges a Dom Slice, blocks another, and then with his fist nice and tight around that big bow, he mollywops the Caucasian Rhino in the chest, who goes over a car hood, breaks a wooden crate, and falls onto more knocked over crates. He swings at Lily, and she does a beautiful but useless backflip, because although she dodges a mace swing, she gets bopped onto the ground while guarding. And we're not even done yet here, because then Dumbo decides to slam the ground and launch her into an album cover.
Skip the Jumpman logo. This is that new logo.
This isn't kicking someone while they are down. This isn't even bringing a foe back into the fight because you like it. No, this is making sure your opponent can't even get their feet on the ground because they have nothing to touch beneath them. Hard cut to a cold Kalish-splosion shot, as we see Jet Jaguar here power launching himself at Black Bat. Theo, I love you, but again, a mistake was made. Bats fly, bitch! The sky is his element. You just activated his motherfucking trap card. And he knows it because he thwacks your core midair. Theo lands, trying to make a quick recovery with a good power blue cut. And even though the bat goes flying backwards, no damage is taken, and he hits one of the cleanest poses and landings I have ever seen on Power Rangers. Again, album cover material right now. Followed by Batcave Salt in the Wound with another fan swipe. And another Kalish-splosion that once again launches Theo up and away. Over to the final contestants, the Lone Wolf, Tiger Claw, and Jabberjaw jump down a few vehicle roofs, leading to RJ getting slouched onto the ground. Casey tries rocketing over him, but this advantage is squandered when he fails to do literally any damage and gets struck on re-entry. Casey, you were over his ass and could have landed a clean cut. How did you fumble this badly? Finally, though, the fight starts to wind down. RJ re-enters the scene and locks fists with the fish, looking at him long enough to see his dad's eyes reflecting from afar through the Spirit Ranger, which reawakens Master Finn. He shakes the others back to life, making the Spirit Rangers disappear faster than Kendrick uploading a diss track. He gets cut for it, but he's alive as the Rangers regroup from the ass beating. And that is how the Spirit Rangers kicked the asses of the Jungle Fury Rangers. The reason this fight is one of my favorites in the show is, well, there's multiple reasons, but here are several. Starting with an interesting point of praise, the acting in the battle, like all of Jungle Fury's fight scenes, is mostly pretty believable. It's the main thing I miss from the Disney era. When PR actors got active or angry in these seasons, you felt it. They put their throats into the impacts, the pain, the strikes, all of it. The battle itself feels like a good climax to all the build-up with the episode beforehand, starting as a surprising cliffhanger last episode and escalating from there into this one. I also have to mention the choreography because of course I do. Though not every single smart, perfect decision is made here, the fighting itself is very fun to watch given how high energy it is. The cinematography lets me clearly see who is fighting who or doing what without feeling too shaky or disorienting, and in particular, the movements are part of why Jungle Fury's action is so memorable to me. Because of the martial arts and animal motif, it feels more distinct compared to a lot of the other flips, kicks, and punches in other seasons. Casey puts a lot of strength into his attacks and punches, like a tiger would in a pounce. Theo uses his hand motions fluidly and quickly, likely alluding to Jaguar mobility and flexibility. Lily is fast, light on her feet, makes sharp turns, and hits fast with her fists, like a cheetah going after prey. RJ uses a loose mixture of boxing and Muay Thai-esque moves while making wolf claw-like swings and swipes. Dominic utilizes his body strength, width of his arms, and of course his bladed morpher, likely to simulate a rhino swinging its horn around against predators. Moving to the Spirit Rangers, the Bat Spirit goes through the air, heavily utilizing outspread hands and arms like a bat's wings. The Shark Spirit makes fin strikes with its hands that likely represent the power of a shark and its swimming motions cutting through waves. Finally, the Elephant Ranger is arguably the most defensive one here, utilizing raised arms and punches mimicking an elephant's trunk or tusks, as well as the ground slam symbolic of the mammal's weight and stomping power. Lastly, this fight is also just a great introduction to the Spirit Rangers as foes. They're not here to talk, they're just here to fight, and they make that clear as hell in seconds. The Masters being enslaved by Daishi is already a raise in stakes, but now that we see what they can do with said Masters, and remember that he now also works with incredibly powerful Phantom Beast warriors and generals, it shows how quickly the game has changed in such a short amount of time. The Jungle Fury Rangers have to step it up again. Even with new power-ups, animal spirits, weapons, and rangers, the enemy has found another way to outmatch them that must be overcome, lest they all get destroyed in the final Beast War. Just all around a great example of what original footage can do for Power Rangers and how to introduce threatening foes. Not bad for 3 characters clearly made just to sell more toys. And that's gonna do it for this video. I'm American Elephant, call me Kevin. Thanks for stopping by Elephant Power Productions. Subscribe if you want more content like this, which, by the way, thank you all so much for the viewership on the last Kev Talks. This is my most successful video to date, and I'm so happy about that. It got the exact kind of engagement I wanted it to, even from friends of mine who don't know shit about Sentai, or at least not as much as I do, so that's awesome, seriously. And I will see you on the next episode of Kev Talks. Hope you enjoyed the shorter content, by the way. My next 2 videos will be long again, but I plan to make more under 20-minute videos. Take care, and I'm on Lunlovu to all of you.
Wall cannon! Ha! Powered by animal spirits!
Excuse me, sir. It appears you have cheated me in a game of poker.